What if Nintendo made Terraria? I added dozens of texture packs to Terraria to make it seem like Nintendo bought out the game. And watch till the end of the video because it gets absolutely insane. And see if your favorite Nintendo game was mentioned in this video. And this is how that went. As we load into the game, we can see that the Terraria logo has been changed to a Mario theme. And as we make our character, we can hear that the background is actually the Great Fairy Fountain from The Legend of Zelda. As we load into our world, we can see that the sun has been replaced by the one in Super Mario Bros. 3, and the guide has been replaced by a Mario sprite. And I'm sure that you've noticed that the ground and background has been replaced by the one in New Super Mario Bros. I'll also have a counter at the top of the screen to show how many references I caught while playing this. Also, while making my house, I died of cardiac arrest, which I forgot to turn off for my last video. You should go check it out. And while we're exploring this cave, I find a Mario themed pot, which I haven't seen from any game before, so let me know what it's from. We head into this pyramid, which contains black pots, which I've also not seen from any game, so if I miss any references in this video, let me know where it's from. We head back to the base to make a wooden hammer, which is also designed to look like the hammer from Super Mario Bros. 3. We head to the Crimson when the background changes to the one from New Super Mario Bros. DS. We find that the face monster has been changed to a bruiser from Super Mario Bros. Wii. However, this is not the only enemy in the Crimson that has been changed, as the Criminal has been changed to a Boo. As we head back to the base, we start digging our first elevator in this playthrough, so we can get to hell as quickly as we can. We come to find that the Demolitionist has been changed to the bulky Bomb from the 1000-Year Door, which can be found in the Pirate's Grotto in the Pit of 100 Trials. We head into the Crimson when you can find that the Demon Altars have been changed to the block switches from Super Mario World, which makes sense because it does activate blocks after you destroy it. Also, the most obvious change was when you die, it plays the Mario death sound like it should. As we continue to dig our elevator, we find statues that have been changed to sprites of Mario characters. We find a heart crystal that has been changed to the heart crystal from The Legend of Zelda. We also find a statue of one of the most underrated bosses in video game history, this being the Vulture from Paper Mario 64, one of my favorite games ever made. We can also see that the merchant has been changed to Luigi, making sense because the guide is Mario. And if you have Mario and Luigi, it makes sense to have Peach as the nurse. We buy some dynamite off the Bomb, which if you watched my last video, you know why I need so much of it. As we make our elevator, we continue to find heart crystals to increase our HP as much as we can. However, when we're digging down, we get attacked by a skeleton designed as a Koopa Troll, these making their debut in Paper Mario 64. We also find some scuttlebugs that are from Super Mario 64. We continue to loot up as much as we can, getting prepared for the Wall of Flesh. As we head down, we find a marble biome containing a spear guy from Yoshi's Island. We find a mushroom biome, and inside the water are piranhas designed as purple Cheep Cheep, which do the same thing in both games. We blow up this giant chunk of obsidian so we can get some molten tools later on. As we're doing that, we find the hairstylist designed as Toadette, which honestly I feel like that suits her the best. As we make our way into hell, we find out that the lava nymphs are designed as red Yoshis, which also do the same thing in Super Mario World. We make a large bridge out of stone for a very specific reason that you're gonna see very soon. But before we fight the Wall of Flesh very soon, I would just like to ask you to please consider subscribing, because we're slowly approaching our next milestone of 2,500 subscribers. And every little bit counts, so please consider subscribing because it's absolutely free and it helps me out a lot. Thank you. Whenever we spawn in the Wall of Flesh, we come to find that it's been replaced by the Dark Star from Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. This being the main villain of Bowser's Inside Story. But right as we're about to die, we beat the Wall of Flesh. And that means it's time to beat a bunch of bosses that we completely skipped over in pre-hard mode. We blow up the Crimson orbs designed like Bowser logos, and it spawns in King Boo, which is supposed to be the brain of Cthulhu. If I'm being honest, I really don't like the brain of Cthulhu. It's not a fun fight. But at least the fight wasn't with Freddy Fazbear. Cause this one kid, he said he was Freddy Fazbear, and William Afton killed him. He also killed 5 more people. He killed Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny Bon, Chica the Kitchen, and Foxy the Fox, and Freddy Fingerbutt. We summoned in King Slime, which is designed as King Goomba from Paper Mario 64, but is also from the DS version of Super Mario 64. When we kill King Slime, we get a slimy saddle, which is designed as the Boo from Super Mario Bros. 3. When we summon in the Eye of Cthulhu, it's obviously designed as a chain chomp, the only circular enemy I can think that is in Mario. But if you want to get technical, it's technically not a Mario enemy, it's more of a Zelda enemy since it first debuted in The Legends of Zelda: Link's Awakening. And if you thought that the Queen Bee from Super Mario Galaxy 1 was going to be the Queen Bee in Terraria, then subscribe, because it's obvious. And obviously that was a very easy fight because Queen Bee is a really easy boss. Now this is one of my favorite sections of the video, as we find a goblin army that is designed as Shy Guys and Chemics, both of these enemies first debuting in Yoshi's Island. Now this next enemy, it took me a few minutes to identify what it was. However, it was one of the bosses from Super Paper Mario, a very underrated and unplayed game. Our next fight being a very easy fight is with Skeletron, obviously designed as a dry bones, considering they're the both species of enemies. As we go into the dungeon, it's obviously designed like a dungeon from Zelda and Mario, a very fun combination. If you think that's the last of the Zelda references, then stay tuned till the end because there's plenty of games to cover. Now the design for the twins is very confusing, but I kind of understand it. Also, Jesus Christ, what is this lag? For Spazmataz is the Paper Mario 64 design of Bowser. And for Resonator, it is the same thing, however, it's a combination between that and the Bowser from Bowser's Inside Story. Our next fight is with Skeletron, and honestly, I have no clue where this sprite is from. If you know, if you've ever seen it, let me know in the comments. But if you're like me and you have no clue where it's from, then subscribe, because why not? Our second fight is cleaned up very quickly, and honestly, it was really boring. Our final mech boss is honestly a very genius design. It is a combination of not enemies, but traps from dungeons in Mario. Luckily for us, our search for the Plantera bulb was not as long as it was in the last video. Our fight with Plantera is instead replaced with the fight with PD Piranha. And I am not joking when I said I'm unprepared for this fight, because it took us 18 minutes to clear through this. We enter the temple and it's designed like a castle from Super Mario Bros. And the fight has been replaced by King Babam. Obviously, just like usual, the golem fight is very easily cleared up in just 5 minutes. We head back to the base to make some potions to get ready for our next fight with the Lunatic Cultist. Every single comment I get on this channel is about me not having as many subs as you think I should. Which no, that's not true. I deserve as many as I have, and I'm grateful for every single one. I would love to reach 2,500 subscribers very soon, and every little bit counts. It's absolutely free, and you alone can benefit me a lot. So if you're like anyone on screen right now saying that you're surprised about the amount of subscribers I have, then help me out and you can be an OG today. All it takes is one click of a button and it's absolutely free. And I hope you enjoyed the rest of this video, and thank you so much for getting this far into this video. I appreciate it a lot. The fight with Lunatic Cultist is instead replaced by the Purple Chemic from Paper Mario 64, a very underrated boss fight in my opinion. If you haven't played Paper Mario 64, definitely try it out, because it's one of my all-time favorites. But with enough said, here's a quick montage of how the fight went. Yeah, that fight was very short. It's a lot shorter than I expected, but I will make up for it very soon, so just stay tuned. We look at the celestial pillars, and they're not too much different from each other, with pretty much the same enemies and same design, but just different colors. And you know how I said I'm gonna make up for that very terrible, poorly done montage? Well, here it is. The design for Moonlord is designed as Count Bleck from Super Paper Mario, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get that out of the way. And the background music in-game is the final boss music from Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story, so it makes for some very good montage music. And here it is. It's not breaking. This is like the 18th keyboard I've broken, and this one won't break. What? it's not breaking. Granite kick. Okay, that's a lot better. There's so many keycaps on the floor now. However, just because we defeated Moonlord does not mean this challenge is over yet, because there are still some bosses that we need to check out. The first one being Duke Fishron, being a purple Cheep Cheep from Super Mario Bros. Wii. The fight is very easy, it's just as it is normally. However, it is a lot more fun knowing that there is a separate design for this boss. But like the bumbling idiot I am, I summoned in the Empress of Light during the daytime and I died. However, whenever I summoned it in at nighttime, I was much more successful, and I'm sure you recognize this from the Wall of Flesh fight, so I'm not adding this to the counter since it's pretty much the same design. And after the credits roll, we can see how many NPCs we've missed and how many fun designs we missed out on. Also see that we missed out on a shiny Eevee. Also, while I end out this video, I'm going to blow up the world as I blow up my computer. With all this lag, I want to nominate everyone to start using texture packs because this was a very interesting video and I only used 2 mods for it. So, using texture packs adds a whole new life to the game. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing because it would mean a lot to me. And with enough said, that's how it went.
Granite kick.